Dr. Fauci says no more indoor activities even when you're vaccinated, and Madonna thinks she's a victim of the patriarchy, and the left want Joe Biden to cancel their student loan debt. And I have a lot to say about that. Our lead story is dealing with Dr. Fauci, and Dr. Fauci's back in the news. And no, it's not about double masking or triple masking or heck, even quadruple masking. What he is saying is even though you are vaccinated or even though you get vaccinated, you should refrain from indoor dining or attending movie theaters. So there's a great piece written by Hank Barron of the Daily Wire, and it's titled, "Even if vaccinated, we want you to continue to wear masks, refrain from indoor dining," Fauci says. You gotta love where this is going. Dr. Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases and chief medical advisor to the president, said at a White House briefing Monday that even after people get vaccinated for COVID-19, they should continue to wear masks and will likely need to refrain from indoor dining and attending theaters. There are things, even if you are vaccinated, that you are not going to be able to do in society, he said. If you're a business owner, you should be absolutely pissed, because that is the whole purpose of getting vaccinated, so that you're not contagious to others and so that you can open up the economy and get things back to normal. And what they're doing here is that they're keeping things shut down for no reason whatsoever. And this is exactly what conservatives have been talking about for a year. It was supposed to be 15 days to contain the spread, and now we're a year later. You give the left an inch, and they're going to take a mile and keep things shut down. This is what they do. We've been complaining about it for a year. We said this is exactly what's going to happen, and here you have it. A chief medical advisor to the president telling him that people still need to wear masks, people can't go to indoor dining, attend movie theaters, businesses won't be able to open back up. So why get vaccinated in the first place? And by the way, I'm not creating an argument for not getting vaccinated. That is what Fauci's doing. He's creating an argument for not getting vaccinated. I think you should be vaccinated. I think everybody should be vaccinated. That way you're not contagious to your loved ones, you're not contagious to society, and we can get the businesses back open so that we can get the economy rolling again. But that's clearly not what Fauci thinks here, and that's not what the left thinks, and it's definitely not what President Biden thinks. So it says here, there are things, even if you're vaccinated, that you're not going to be able to do in society, he continued. For example, indoor dining, theaters, places where people congregate. He's talking about businesses. He's just not saying it. That's because of the safety of society. See, even if you're vaccinated, you're a danger to society. You yourself, what you can do when you are together with another person, we are looking at that, and we are going to try to find very quickly what recommendations can be made about what people can do. How about get vaccinated, open up businesses, get the economy rolling again, and if you feel like you're unsafe or you feel like you don't want to get sick, how about you wear a mask, you sanitize, or you stay away from people and have it be your decision, have it be society's decision on what they want to do. The vaccinations are out there so that we can open things back up and get everybody healthy again and get things rolling. This is exactly what conservatives said would happen. You put a Democrat in office like Joe Biden, you're going to continue to wear masks even when vaccinated. They're going to continue to keep businesses closed even when vaccinated. We said this was going to happen, and now it's coming to fruition. It's one of those things where you hate to say it, but I told you so. And this is exactly what's happening. It's crazy. It's ludicrous. It needs to stop right now. And we need to stand up as conservatives and not let it happen. So it's not just Dr. Fauci that's out there saying crazy things on the internet, but we have Madonna here that thinks she's a victim of the patriarchy, and she thought it would be a good idea to post it on Twitter. So you guys are going to love this tweet by Madonna, and I promise I'm going to try to get through it without laughing, but we'll see if I could do it. It says, "The patriarchy continues to crush my neck with their heavy boots, cut off my life force." Sorry. "And take away my voice. Even those who..." It says, "Even those who call themselves artists, you know who you are. Death to the patriarchy, now and forever." It's just, it's too good. Somebody that thinks that they're a victim of the patriarchy and they're worth $850 million. This is why you got to stay on social media, folks. It's because of content like this. It's too good. So something I want to zoom in here is that when Madonna's talking about patriarchy, she's talking about a male-dominated patriarchy. And this is something that the left has been pushing for years, is a male-dominated patriarchy, that the males dominate the West and culture and society, and this is something that we need to get rid of. When the left and celebrities push this type of stuff, you know that they know nothing about patriarchy, and you know that they know nothing about the history of patriarchy. The fact is that in Western civilization, there is no male-dominated patriarchy in today's society. The left is actually really crafty in this argument, because what they do is they select a substrata of information or data and they put it towards a Western society as being male-dominated culture. If you had to condense what they do here with patriarchy, it's basically taking an outlier in statistics and making it a representation of the entire population. And it's exactly what you don't do in regards to statistics, and it's exactly what they're doing here when they push the narrative of patriarchy, especially male-dominant patriarchy in Western civilization. The reason why you know that they don't know history is because with patriarchy comes tyranny. I almost feel bad for laughing at stories like this, but it's continually humorous to me that there's people out there that are worth this much money that literally think that they are victims of patriarchy out there. The one thing that I love about the leftist narrative is the fact that it's so comical. I love it. I find it hilarious. There's one other person that I know that finds it just as funny as I do, and that's Michael Knowles of the Daily Wire. It's just you can't make this stuff up, and there's people that actually think that they're victims even though they're worth that much money. One more comment, I promise I'll be done with this, but it says here, cut off my life force and take away my voice. One of the greatest artists that has ever walked this earth is complaining that she can't get her voice out there. She literally just did a Super Bowl a few years ago. Oh, it's too good. It's too good. And that's why I love roaming Twitter, because you get tweets like this. Oh, man. So our next story comes in a masquerading form of masquerading student debt with reparations. It says here, President Biden has recently committed to both closing the wealth gap between black and white Americans and addressing the student debt crisis. While some have applauded him for these steps, in particular his plan to forgive $10,000 in student loans, there are many reasons why his actions are woefully inadequate. Biden owes us a lot more than his piecemeal proposals he has put forth. Biden doesn't owe you anything, okay? Nobody owes you anything. And therein lies the problem. They think that people owe them something, and that is a massive problem. Nobody owes you anything. You have to go out there and you have to work for it and work for it hard. There's always going to be idiots out there. There's always going to be racists out there. You have to keep your head down, work hard, and you'll be successful in America. The fact is, if you're walking around in your life thinking that the system is trying to hold you down, that there's a nameless, faceless, shadowy figure out there that is racist trying to hold you down, or that you're a victim, or that somebody owes you something, you're going to have a hard time being successful in life. It is easy to say that the vast majority of Americans want you to be successful. The vast majority of Americans want to help you, but it was not me that walked in that bank and took out that debt. You're the one that did it. I don't have to pay back your debt. I'm not racist. I didn't hold you down. I didn't stop you from doing anything. Why should I have to pay that back because you decided to take out debt or take out money to pay off something where you didn't have money to pay it off in the first place? And this is a constant theme you're seeing of the left, is that they don't want to take responsibility for their actions. They want somebody else to take responsibility for their actions. They want somebody else to pay for their bills. And who is that someone else? It's the government. And who pays the government's bills? It's us, the taxpayer. And it needs to stop now. People need to stop supporting this crap that's being pushed. If you took out debt, you have to pay it off. Not me, not anybody else. And the hope is here that we have Republicans in Congress that will stand up against the mob. They'll stand up to President Joe Biden. They'll stand up to the Democrats and say enough is enough. Pay off your own debt, pay off your own bills, and don't ask for handouts. It seems like a lot of this episode is serious. You know, you have Dr. Fauci saying crazy things, and then you have the left here that's asking for handouts constantly, and then you have Madonna that's probably the most comedic thing I've seen in a while. But I want to get into something that I find interesting, that I find fun, and something that is new to me in my life. Something I've been watching on Netflix is called Designated Survivor with Kiefer Sutherland. If you haven't seen this show and you love politics and you love action and you love drama, then you're definitely going to love this show. What a designated survivor is that when there's a State of the Union address, one of the president's cabinet members is designated and put off-site away from the United States Capitol. The purpose of the designated survivor and putting them away from everybody or away from the U.S. Capitol during this is if something happens to the U.S. Capitol and happens to Congress, the president, and everybody unfortunately passes away, then you have somebody that can rise up and be the president of the United States. The show has everything that you want. It has action, it has thrill, it has suspense, it has all of those things combined all in one show. And here's a little bit of the trailer.
Hello?
Hi, Daddy.
Who is this?
Your daughter?
No, that's not possible. My daughter's asleep, and I know that because I kissed her goodnight almost 2 hours ago.
When are you and Mommy coming home?
There are times when we make history,
It doesn't matter. You're going to be asleep by then, right?
and there are times when history makes us.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, little P.
To ensure you that the same American dream, shared by our fathers, our mothers.
It's weird. Yeah, ours just went black, too.
Secretary, you need to put the phone down.
Mike, what the hell is going on?
I said put the phone down.
Some kind of explosion.
Mike, please, just tell us what you know.
Capitol's been attacked. Congress, Cabinet. Eagle is gone. Sir, you are now the President of the United States.
So if you haven't seen The Designated Survivor, I highly recommend it, and I think that you'll love it. Thank you for watching this episode of The Bald Brad Show. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one.